Hello friends, welcome to Learn Easy. We will discuss profit maximization in competitive market. Why profit is to be maximized? Profit maximization is needed for first, rewarding the owners. Profit is the reward for the owners or shareholders because they take the risk of making an investment in the business. Owners risk their money and they deserve the reward in the form of profit. In the absence of this reward, owners might not be willing to take the risk of investing money in the firms. Second, business growth. Profit is also needed for business growth. Profit serves as a source of finance for investing it back into the business to expand its size. A higher profit means that the business will have a good amount of money for expansion. Third, research and development. Profit is also needed for research and development (R&D) for sustaining growth. Innovation is expensive, and higher profits can be invested for innovation of developing new products and processes that are essential for survival and future sales. Fourth, success symbol. Profit is also symbol of successful business. Generating a higher profit means that the business is successful in selling its goods and services. So, profit maximization is the core objective of many businesses that represent the pursuit of strategies to achieve the highest possible net income. Profits are the difference between the total revenue, that is the total amount of money a business earns from its customers, and total costs, that is the sum of all production costs of running the business. We can write the equation for profit as pi is equal to TR minus TC, where pi is profit, TR is total revenue, and TC is total costs. Profit can be achieved identifying optimal production levels, pricing strategies, and cost management practices to ensure that revenues exceeds costs. In essence, it is about striking the right balance between income generation and cost management to ensure sustained financial success. Now, let us see what perfect competition is. Perfect competition is a market condition where there are n numbers of sellers selling homogeneous products. There is cutthroat competition between the sellers, hence they are price takers, not price makers. Now, let us find out the output level for which profit will be maximum. Profit will be maximum where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. That is, where the marginal cost curve intersects the demand D curve, which is also the marginal revenue curve. How is profit maximized? Profits are the difference between total revenue and total costs. Profits are maximized where the difference between these two quantities is the greatest. Let us cite an example. In the figure, total revenue and total costs vary as the quantity of output changes. A firm's profit maximizing quantity Q is where the gap between total revenue and total costs is the greatest. So, the profit maximizing quantity is 5,000 here. At this quantity, the firm's profit will be rupees 14,000. The difference between rupees 32,000 in revenue and rupees 18,000 in costs. There is no other quantity on the graph where the profits are higher. Let us draw the corresponding graph of total profit. The corresponding graph of total profits would look like this. When the firm produces less than 5,000 units, it can increase profits by increasing the quantity it produces and sells. Profits are maximized at a quantity of 5,000, beyond which point the firm's profit begins to fall. Now, let us see what is marginal revenue and marginal costs. If you find the topic interesting and helpful, do subscribe my channel and press the notification bell. Marginal revenue is the additional revenue gained from selling an additional, that is marginal, unit of our product. Marginal cost is the cost of producing the additional unit. Firms should increase output if MR greater than MC. As a rule, increasing output by 1 unit is always profitable if the marginal revenue gained from producing that unit is greater than the marginal cost of producing it. So long as MR greater than MC, producing the good will add to our profits. If marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue, producing the additional goods reduces total profits. As for example, imagine we are producing bars of soap. Suppose we could sell an additional bar of soap for ₹5, but it would cost us ₹7 to produce it. Would you do it? No, we would lose ₹2. If instead we could sell an additional bar of soap for ₹5, it would only cost ₹2 to produce it. Selling the bar of soap would be profitable. It would provide us with ₹3 in profits. The profit maximization rule takes the marginal analysis of profit maximization a step further. Then, what quantity to produce for maximizing profit? We know in a perfectly competitive market, firms are price takers, and each firm's marginal revenue equals the market price. For perfectly competitive firms, marginal revenue is equal to market price. The firm maximizes profits at quantity Q, where MR is equal to MC. So long as marginal revenue exceeds marginal costs, the firm should continue to increase output incrementally. Following this logic, the firm continues increasing output until the quantity Q. At this quantity, marginal revenue equals marginal costs, and the firm will maximize profit. Production of an extra unit of output beyond point Q will lower the firm's profit. Past this point, marginal costs will overtake marginal revenue, and the firm's profits will start to diminish. Though profit maximization is necessary for sustaining business growth, the urge of maximizing profit has some drawbacks too. Drawbacks of profit maximization. Firms that focus entirely on their own costs and revenues often produce and ignore negative externalities. Negative externalities are costs that individuals or firms impose on third parties. Pollution is a good example. A firm that produces goods while polluting the environment does not consider the costs on society unless regulations curb or eliminate their behavior. In the absence of regulations, a firm that pollutes will produce a good or service that people want, but they will also produce a harm to the society. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.